Okay, we've got to talk about the Nazca mummies. There's so much to go over. Now that the DICOM files have been released, we've got a new hearing, there's new research, there's some really great stuff. So let's get into it. Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I'll talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments below. So Gonzalo Chavez says, "Hello everyone. I have received permission to upload the research paper being developed by Dr. Koletsky and some of his colleagues from the University of St. Petersburg. It's over 100 pages. So yeah, it's here at tridactyls.org. Here is the paper. You can download it. I have not had time to go over the 100 pages. I wish I had, but looks like there's some fascinating stuff in there, and I do look forward to going over it. First of all, there's some comparisons between Maria and Montserrat. Maria was actually much older than Montserrat when she passed away. Age of death, 35 to 45 years old. Montserrat was only 16 to 25. And I'm not quite sure how she died, but it does say there was some pregnancy-related trauma. Because that's, of course, one of the most interesting things about Montserrat is that she was pregnant when she died. Maria, we're going to go over her cause of death in a minute. It's actually really interesting and anomalous. But yeah, the similarities, they're both tridactyl. They both have, hearts, livers, and intestines and all that kind of stuff. And it compares, their body positions and various other things. And, of course, lots of commonalities, but also differences. Let's see. Montserrat was club-footed, which is interesting. Yeah, I don't know what that's all about, but very, very interesting. So yeah, I'll link to this and you can go over it. We are also going to get another hearing in Peru, another official government hearing in Peru. Very excited about that. It's going to be in late May. Feminist Love Letter says the official Nazca Mummies Legislative Commission created by the Peruvian government will be co-chaired by Dr. John McDowell and Ricardo Rangel. This will be official disclosure for Peru. Yeah, man, that's just so exciting. This is going to be the second hearing in Peru, if not the third. And we've already had a hearing in Mexico. This is really gaining steam. I can't wait to see the Ministry of Culture's latest debunks on the Nazca mummies. Last time they were just harping on dolls. There were obvious dolls that nobody said were the real bodies. We know who made them, and he admits to making them for the purpose of making dolls and selling them. And that's all they wanted to talk about, of course, because they are not in the business of telling the truth. They are in the business of disinformation. So hopefully they will have, seen the light and have embraced the reality of the Nazca mummies. But I'm not really hoping for that. But we will get, hopefully, more exciting information from Dr. John McDowell and the others who have studied the specimens. If you're not aware, Dr. John McDowell is the award-winning forensics specialist from the U.S. He's the man who Gary Nolan says is the guy who should be studying the mummies. So very exciting stuff to look forward to at the next hearing. Now, as for how Maria died, again from Feminist Love Letter, we now know the cause of death for Maria. A chronic septic infection caused by digesting bacteria in Africa. Yeah, so if I am remembering correctly, Maria had grapes in her belly that did not grow in the Americas. They're from the New World. And now we find out that she may have had an African bacterial infection. So that raises a lot of questions. Were these beings global? Did they have means of travel? Did they have a UFO? How did they get around? Was stuff brought to them that may have been contaminated or have bacteria in it? Or did they go to Africa and to other places? How did it all work? Obviously, we don't have any technology associated with the beings, but we don't have any. We don't even know where they came from. We don't have the site. We don't. We're not able to examine or investigate the citadel, the lab, the place where the Nazca mummies were found. We really need to be able to investigate that place. For clues like this, among other things. But yeah, so really interesting that she may have died from this bacterial infection from African bacteria. In the Nazca mummy treasure trove of artifacts that was said, to be associated with the mummies, there were items like a little tiny figurine or bust of what looks like a Virginia being, one of the two beings from the Virginia case, the moment of contact case. And there's another one that looks like a flying saucer. So, did they have UFOs? Could they travel? Could they travel? And if they did have high technology, why do they seem to have had as a hard of a life as they did? If you go over the analysis, they have bite marks from animals, a puma. They have fractures, hematomas, trauma without healing, pregnancy related trauma. So yeah, if they had access to high technology, why are they having such difficulty? So I tend to think that stuff was brought to them, not that they were able to go to Africa or somewhere else. But I could be wrong. We definitely need more information on that. Hoist Mantia says, I'll get the translated version here. Confirmed, Maria has metallic density intraosseous artifacts inside her sacrum. There doesn't appear to be any healing on the bone. There's no evidence that the sacrum was broken or opened to insert these pieces. So how did they get there and why? And of course, he's talking about the new implant that we just learned about, and that people are diving into. And I think that's amazing that we have this brand new implant discovered in Maria and her hip bone. And this is a visualization of it. Hopefully, we'll get more information on that. Somebody tried to debunk that the other day, saying it was just bacteria that had wedged in a fracture. But it appears to be much more than that. So again, I can't wait to find out more about it. What were these implants? What were they doing? People have talked about them still emitting energy. What kind of energy? To what purpose? We need all the answers, guys. We need all the answers. Nazca Mummy says during a CT examination of the tissues, it was noted that the nasal cartilages in nasal bones were absent and that the entrance to the nose was covered with skin in the nasal area. This is indicated by the change in tissue covering the entrance to the nasal passages. So yeah, these things didn't have functioning nostrils like we do. Did they smell? Did they breathe differently than we do? Were they mouth breathers? We don't know exactly how these guys worked. Various experiencers have alluded to the idea or, seen evidence for it that gray aliens, for example, absorb nutrition through their skin. So is it possible that they could smell or breathe through their skin? And if so, if there is any shared DNA with the Nazca beings, could they have also breathed or smelled through their skin? So yeah, we don't know. I don't know. If you know, let me know. But yeah, really interesting stuff. We're finding out so many interesting things about these things. But we do have the cover up, unfortunately. This is Dr. Edgar Martin, who tragically passed away recently, talking to Christina Gomez. And by the way, good on Christina Gomez. She has an amazing video. It's a 35-minute or 34-minute long video. I will link to this. Then you can watch her talk to Dr. Edgar Martin and also Dr. Roger Zuniga. And it's in English. It's a dubbing, but it is in English. And so thank you so much to Christina for providing us with this awesome interview. But here, Dr. Edgar Martin, late Dr. Martin, is talking about how the Ministry of Culture repeatedly tried to seize the bodies from the University of Ica.
This might happen, and I was invited by Dr. Roger through his son, who has also been my student at the university. He's a doctor and dentist at the same time, and he's a great member to our team. And so that's how I led the team, and we faced all kinds of difficulties, as Dr. Roger already explained. Since we took over, the public prosecutor's offices don't even want to coordinate a coordinated investigation. Instead, from the very beginning, they wanted to take the mummies. And we had several presidences, up to 3, I think, where they went to the university with the police and everything, trying to take them away. But at that moment, the vice rector for research, Dr. Martin Alarcón, had the courage and also the legal understanding of the university is autonomous and can't allow any law enforcement agency to take them without the rector's authorization. So, using our university autonomy, we prevented them from taking them away.
So yeah, thank goodness they did. And yeah, he says it was the prosecutors, not the Ministry of Culture. I'm assuming that in coordination with the Ministry of Culture, but would love more details on that. Anyway, very fortunate that the prosecutors didn't take the Nazca mummies away. Thank goodness that didn't happen. The research continues, and we have so much to see now. The DICOM files are public. We have multiple peer-reviewed papers. I think there's 2 now. We have the 100-page paper that just came out. So much information is coming out. It's just awesome. And of course, we have the hearing in Peru to look forward to at the end of the month. Can't wait for the next shoe to drop there. It is just an amazing time to be into the Nazca mummies and UFOs. Yeah, because this is UFO disclosure. We've got bodies, y'all. We've got bodies of NHI or hybrids, whatever they are. Seem like they're probably hybrids, probably created by the same group of beings that are still creating hybrids today and still putting implants in people, just like the Nazca mummies. All of the implants that humans get are smaller and made to be, hard to detect. They even move around if you try to remove them sometimes. But yeah, probably we're dealing with the same group of entities or race or races of entities. At least that's my supposition, but let me know what yours is. Let me know what you think about it all in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media and all of that kind of good stuff. Buy a t-shirt, and I'll see you the next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.